God save the Queen, God damn it. We're live. We're live. Mummy! Mummy! The Queen has died. It's okay, Sally. Long live the King. Long live the King. Long live the King. Good morning. The Queen has died. The Queen of England. Thank you. We don't want to play too much of anybody's one song. Even the Royal British Choir might strike our channel for talking about playing the Queen's music, the national anthem of the great nation of England. My name is Marcus Conti, reporting on the Queen of England has died. 70-year reign of queenship. Not probably, but definitely the only queen that most of us under the age of 70 have ever known. We don't have a queen. I'm reporting live from the other side of the pond, where in America, I know they don't teach history anymore in school, but if they did, people would know that the United States, is a spin-off of England. We used to be England way back in the time when the British sailed across the pond and under monarchy rule, under British rule, and settled here in America and established what we now know as the America, United States of America. On the other side, they may still call it the colonies. Oh yeah, the colonies over there. But a great moment, I guess, in history. A woman dies, 94 years old, the Queen of England, Queen Elizabeth III or second, and now instantly upon her death, becomes Prince Charles, her son, 72 years old, and now becomes the king. So very interesting. We don't have anything like that in America. We have celebrities, right? We don't actually have, a royal family. We cherish our Good morning, everybody. Mario Scotti reporting on this Freaky Friday, man. Freaky Friday. We're going to open up the chat in a minute, too, and we'll take a look at what I'm dropping the chat link in there. If you want to come and join me and talk and have a good time in the royal chat, we'll do that in a few minutes. We'll take a look at the markets, but let's look at take a stroll down memory lane. Take a look at who this person is. Who is Queen Elizabeth? And for 70 years, I think 14 American presidents have sat with her, met her over the last 70 years, all the way back to I think Eisenhower, and Nixon and Reagan and Jimmy Carter. All right, both Bushes, Obama, Trump. Everybody has met with the Queen, right? And she, now she's also appointed 15 or 20 British prime ministers. Now, Britain is not ruled per se by the Queen and the monarchy. It's a constitutional monarchy, meaning that most of the business of the state is handled by the halls of Congress, or whatever they call it, the Parliament. But more than a figurehead, and I think everybody needs a figurehead. I think they say even a bad king is better than no king. Right? There's no controversy here. Right? the queen dies, the king, her son, the bloodline continues. He becomes the king. Right? And in his absence, right, if Prince Charles should die tomorrow, then it will become Prince William, right, the firstborn, right, their child. And then past that will be, if he dies and all his children, which he has 3, then it would be Prince William, Prince Harry, right, who we come to know and love on this side of the pond. He married Miss Markle. So fascinating, right? The queen dies, her son becomes king. Their child, the firstborn child, William, is first in line to the throne. His children, starting with Prince George, will become king. So in England, now the queen is gone, it'll be kings forever for a while. King Charles III, right, and then King William, and then King George. 3 kings in a row. Right? That's racist, man. That shit is sexist. You see how monarchy and tradition trumps all of that nonsense? Nobody questioned Queen Elizabeth, right? Queen Elizabeth in England, who just died. Nobody questioned her maleness or lack thereof, or her femininity, her femaleness. She was the queen for 70 years, and nobody disputed it. Right? Over here in America, we have this issue of fluctuating fear. It stems from fear that I will not get what I want. A woman will never lead our country because of her gender, right? The fear that people have about that, right? But anyway, let's continue. My name is Marcus Conte. I got a website somewhere. Where's my website? Oh, here it is. Here's my website. And we're live every morning at 9 a.m. Thank you, everybody, for joining me in the chat. Vinny DiMartini on the wrench. Me so hungry in the house. Justin Falzone. Bro now, wake and bake. Smoke 'em if you got 'em. Jimmy Gerard is here. Nate Dutson. And everybody else. Mad Cow Mark. The videos are here. Unedited, uncut, unclipped, unbuffered. All right, these are the recorded versions of the show every morning. You could watch it if you want to contribute to PayPal or Patreon. That's up to you. You could do that. Or just join us every morning at 9 a.m. Right here. You see, we're live. And you can become part of our studio audience. There you go. Yeah, just whack the Buffy button. Let me maybe shut some of these things off. I got a lot of things running right now. Yeah, let's shut some of this crap off. All right, so there's all kinds of stuff going on. I think I got too many windows open. I got too much open. La 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 la. Buffy is an enemy of the people. If you don't know what Buffy is, Buffy is a electronic algorithm that somehow blocks the stream. We don't really know exactly what it is. Some speculate that it's on my end. Some will speculate that it's on the ISP end. I speculate that it's on the end of big tech, where it's a form of suppression. We don't like these conflicting statements. We don't like this view because it has in it our view, and we'd rather people listen to our view than somebody else's view, so we can monetize it. So that's my thought on that. So thank you, everybody, for joining me. Just hang in there. Hang in there with the Buffy. And let's start here with some pictures. I'm going to shut the volume off because, again, on this platform, music is very, very, very bad. It will cost you your program because The people who make music today want to be paid up front. Look at a beautiful queen, right? Beautiful child. 20. She took the throne at 27 years old, I believe, or 25 years old. Her father suddenly died, the king, and made her queen. And for 70 years, she was on the throne. Yeah. I think the pictures speak volumes. What a wonderful figurehead to have in your country, right? Queen Elizabeth anthem. Oh, there she is doing a little tango, Elegant, wonderful. You gotta love the costumes too, right? The bright purples and the orange and the green wear. There she is with her secret stash. There she is smoking the hookah, checking out the crown. Anyway, man, it's all good, right? But I think the United States should reconsider. I think that we should consider having a monarchy, right? How would we pick one, right? How would we pick one? America could never agree on who the monarch should be. See, in England, we know through the bloodline what is inherently British, right? All we have to do is look at the images and we'll find out, right? But in America, we don't have such a thing because there is no bloodline. There's only this distorted history of the British, who was our original bloodline, and the Spanish and the Dutch, who came here, right? And because they had a workforce, slaves. There's a forever tainted history of what America is and who the original people were. Instead of, I don't know, in Britain, do they look at the monarchy and say that's racist? No, they look at the monarchy and say that's English. That's what England is. That's who it was. Why would we want to forget our history? Let's let our history live on into the present. And that's what, in my view, that's what monarchy does. Rather than, I don't think anybody believes that the monarchy in Britain is controlling the British Empire. Maybe in a moral sense they are, but again, it's more of a moral sense. But it just makes you wonder: in America, is it better to have or have not? I believe it's better to have. I do. So Queen Elizabeth, longest reigning British monarch, dies at 96. What did I say? 94 before? 96. But who's counting? So when she turned 21 in 1947, the future monarch, vowed, "Is a moment of the greatest sadness for me and all members of my family," he said in a statement. "We mourn profoundly the passing of a cherished sovereign and a much-loved mother. I know her loss will be deeply felt throughout the country, the realms and the Commonwealth, and by countless people around the world." So the Queen's grandson, Prince William, right, the grandson becomes, is the bloodline. I just want to get it straight because it's a little confusing. So the Queen's grandson, Prince William 40, and the Queen's two other sons, Andrew and Prince Edward, they're out of the equation. Right? They'll never be king. The grandson, Prince William, is first in line to the throne. Right? And his children, he has children already, and one of them is named George, is third in line, right? So everybody else gets pushed aside. Harry married to Markle, right? He's out. So there she is, Queen Elizabeth. I don't know. It's a profound observation, looking from an outside perspective. here's all the would-be kings. Prince William. Harry's not in the picture. I don't know where Harry is. Harry's around. Oh, there's Harry. Prince Harry. Hey, Harry, who is not in line for the kingship. A lot of people would have to die before Harry took the throne. But his brother will be king, and he will be the brother of the king someday if he lives long enough. Brother of the king. He wanted to be king, but he's always brother of the king. So that's the bloodline. That's how that shit works. The future queen. She was born in 1926. Oh, they said that not said, but observed on the announcement of the Queen's death, a rainbow appeared in England over Buckingham Palace where she lived. Fascinating, right? It was raining, raining, raining. It was another rainy day in London, and the Queen passes, and suddenly the sky breaks open blue, and a rainbow appears, and everything stops for that moment, and then the rain resumes. Now, let's take a survey. In the chat, people watching, how many people think that the rainbow, that nature, that the universe, nature and universe offered that rainbow to people as a acknowledgement that we feel your loss and your sorrow, but we assure you that this is the order of nature. This is the continuation. Right? How many people? One rainbow was a message. Number one, rainbow was a message. Two, coincidence. I don't know. Was random. Right? So what do you think? Joel Worthworth says it's the Van Halen belt. Right? We'll talk about the Van Halen belt another time. Right? Someone also earlier mentioned, will Marcus speak about 9/11? I will. It's only 9/9 right now. We're talking about the Queen. Wait till next week, 9/11. Right? When is 9/11 anyway? 9/11. When does 9/11 happen? Oh, 9/11 happens on Sunday. All right. We'll talk about it afterwards. We'll talk about it on Monday, 9/11. Let's let it, sink in. I'm sure Mr. Biden is going to show up at 9/11. Maybe he'll pass out like Hillary Clinton did. So most people say the rainbow was random. Sneef Matip thinks it was divine. Rainbow was a message from the divine. Most people think it was random. I'll say I think the universe is watching. I'll say it's one. I think the rainbow is clearly also not talked about much, but Prince Philip, a very, very dapper, handsome man. He married the Queen. They were, I guess, nobodies together. Well, she was never a nobody. She was always a princess. And but Prince, there he is, Prince Phillips, who died a few years ago. Yogi Fish, will Charles accept the crown? Of course he will. Why wouldn't he? He already did. That's it. That's how it works. Right? He doesn't have a choice. He can't. Okay, or maybe he can. I don't know. But very dapper couple right here. There she is with her dogs. There she is with her sister, Princess Margaret, who never got anywhere, never got the throne. Right? Now, imagine that, man. That must be a challenge in the family, right? You're born, right, and your brother is only like fucking a year and a half older than you, and he is going to be the king. He's next in line for the king, and any offspring is also going to be the bloodline of the monarchy, and you are fucked. Your only way to the kingdom is that guy dies. So as a child, do you spend most of your time trying to kill your brother or vilify him and hope he goes away so that you could be the king? Or do you bow to your king, who's your fucking pain in the ass brother or sister? It is interesting, right? It's an interesting dynamic that we don't have. And what are the British people? Are they dark skin afros? Are they Asian looking? They're white people. These are the seed of white humans, right? All the way back. Right? They're all white. There's no blacks. Miss Markle, dumb American, tried to bring her version of American racism to England. You know, Markle. I don't even know her first name. Markle, the one who married Harry, right? The Hollywood fucking princess, right? Who, accusing the royal family of racism, right? You're racist. It's all white. They don't like me because I'm not pure white. No, they don't like you because you're an idiot and you're an American and you're not in line with their fucking monarchy. That doesn't make them racist. It makes you an idiot and very shallow. It makes you shallow. It makes you fearful. Let me change that. It makes you fearful of your own skin color and your own presence. Why can't you be happy for these people who celebrate their heritage all the way back to the fucking to the first seed, right? And it's interesting too. You talk about the monarchy. I learned that Prince Charles took his name from two previous kings. Prince Charles, now King Charles. I got to get his name right. Right? He's the king. King Charles took his name from other kings, and ultimately one of the King Charleses got his head chopped off. The people, right? He was beheaded by his people, and then his son, because he was a bad king or something. So they chopped his head off, and the people, the people in his presence while his head got chopped off, rushed to the body and dabbed their handkerchiefs in the blood, because the blood of a king is sacred and powerful and mystical and mighty. Right? They had the blood of the king, right, on them. But it points to the idea that as a human species, we are, I think we're evolving to a little less violence, maybe less direct violence, although the British monarchy chopped off the head of their king for whatever reason, maybe to get some, fucking mystical blood, right? We don't do that anymore. We don't chop off the head of a bad president, right? Because if we did, Trump would have no head, right? Because the people decide, right? Trump would have no head. Obama would have no head. We'd have a museum full of the heads of dead presidents, right? But we don't quite do that anymore. Instead, we point our aggression at others and say, "See, I'm not bad. It's their fault. So let's go blow them up and bomb them." Right? And we use our weapons of mass destruction to spread it. Right? So there's Queen with Boris Johnson. Right? What else can we see, man? I like pictures. So there he is. There he is. Long. We don't say God save the Queen. The Queen is dead. Long live the King. That is the call that has gone out in the last day since the news of the death of Queen Elizabeth II. It is right that as well as mourning her passing and thinking of her legacy, the United Kingdom Commonwealth and others look to the future. So who's this? Oh, this is Prince Charles. Prince Charles kneels before Queen Elizabeth as she crowns him Prince of Wales. There he is now. There he is. There's your king. There is your king. I might say that although Prince Charles lived in the shadow of his very, very popular mother, and I believe in England he's viewed as not charismatic and not particularly popular, not particularly somebody that you want to listen to. But I think that will change as now he becomes king, right? Again, he lived in the shadow of not only Her Majesty the Queen, but that's his mother. He's a mama's boy. And so now he's got to flex his muscles and step into the limelight, right? And we'll see. There he is, mama's boy, mama, mama, mama. Right? You think Prince Charles is standing in front of a mirror right now, King Charles, and he's got his crown, right? Oh, look, I'm the king. Thank you, mummy, mummy, mummy. I'll miss you. Thank you. I'm now the king. He's an old guy, right? Old prince, right? Becomes king. He looks old. It looks like it kind of looks like mother, and it kind of looks like a couple, right? He looks as old as his mother. His mother's fucking 30 years older than him. He looks old. So maybe he'll die quick, and we could get right on to William, right? Young William. Right? That would be exciting to have a young monarch, right? A young king, right? Maybe he'll die. Maybe Prince Charles. Maybe I keep saying Prince Charles, but maybe King Charles. I'm already wishing on his death, right? Maybe lightning, right? Maybe God, the universe, will send down some lightning and strike Charles to the ground and make William the king. And why? I don't know, because it's just more interesting, I think. Here's some pictures for you. We'll shut the words off. So there she is in black and white. This is the Telegraph. And you can see the years flashing by, right? Flashing by quickly. Look how fast time goes, right? She was a child. She looked like a Hollywood star, in my view. Wonderful voice. The sound of her voice was very, very, tranquil and interesting. We'll go to the markets in a couple of minutes after we explore the king. Stock markets are open right now. How are they taking to the queen dying? I don't know, man. But fascinating pictures. All the heads of states. Very British, right? Very, very, historic and deep-rooted in country. I say it as an American. I say it from an American perspective because I think there lies many of our problems, our lack of a certain identity. Right? It's not because the bloodline is white. It's because the bloodline is uniquely British. Right? And everybody, it celebrates it, right? And forms a circle around it and accepts it. And there she is, man. Beautiful queen. Man. The beautiful queen. What's this? More pictures. God save the queen. So there's her and Prince Charles. Hey, you know what, man? We got nothing else to talk about today. This is fascinating stuff, man. The dying of a queen. I don't know what else more to add about it. I think I got all the facts down. 70-year queen, right? Almost without blemish, If you want to call the latest scandal with Prince Harry and his wife Miss Markle, as a smear, I don't think so at all. I think Markle calling the royal family racist is, again, incredibly short-sighted, incredibly naive, incredibly ignorant, incredibly fear-driven of her inability to accept history, her own being, her own skin color. hardly see that as controversial. What's this here? Oh, this is live right now, I think. This is live. So live right now, let's see what we got. Some images. Oh, we got to watch a commercial first for 4 seconds, 5 seconds. This guy's trying to sell us fucking underwear or something. I don't know what he's trying to sell us. But,
a lifetime of duty.
I declare before you all that my whole life, whether it be long or short, shall be devoted to your service and to the service of our great imperial family.
She was a sexy young queen, right? At 25. I would have hit that, man. I would have been like, wow, man, queen? That's some queen, right? I would have done that. I would have went there. Why not?
The Lord clothe you with the robe of righteousness.
Her coronation in 1953, the first to be televised, watched by millions.
She was a young woman in a man's world, carving her own way through life.
A familiar face on the world stage, when she became queen, Truman was president, Churchill prime minister. She would meet 13 of the last 14 presidents, appoint 15 prime ministers. She celebrated the good times, her jubilees, royal weddings and births. She watched proudly over the next generation.
She's a remarkably energetic and dedicated guiding force for her family.
There you go.
And I'm so glad that my children are having the chance to get to know the Queen.
And a source of comfort in times of trouble, steadying the nation when the pandemic hit.
We should take comfort that while we may have more still to endure, better days will return. We will be with our friends again. We will be with our families again. We will meet again.
That's interesting, right? She believes in reincarnation, that we will meet again.
She was challenged, too. When Princess Diana died, she stayed in Scotland with her grieving grandsons. Her absence from London angered many of her subjects as they mourned their people's princess. The Queen spoke to her people in that moment of crisis.
What I say to you now, as your queen and as a grandmother, I say from my heart. First, I want to pay tribute to Diana myself. She was an exceptional and gifted human being.
She held firm as the monarchy was shaken by Prince Andrew's very public scandals. And she held firm even when her grandson, Prince Harry, and his wife, Meghan, stepped away from royal life. In 2021, another goodbye, this one final. Queen Elizabeth lost her closest confidant and advisor, the man who made her laugh, her husband of 73 years, Prince Philip. Their marriage an extraordinary partnership, as she noted on their 50th.
Philip, by the way, I see people talking in the chat that Philip, Prince, his wife, her wife, Philip was Greek, right? He was a Greek monarch, right? Philip.
50th wedding anniversary.
He has quite simply been my strength and stay all these years, and I and his whole family, and this and many other countries, owe him a debt greater than he would ever claim, or we shall ever know.
Yeah, he was Greek, Philip.
The world grieved with her and for her.
That's right. The monarchy is all mixed up. They're German. They're British. They're probably have some Italians in there, right?
As they watched the socially distanced funeral, the Queen for the first time all alone. A year later, Queen Elizabeth marked 70 years on the throne with a look to the future.
Look at the costumes, though. Look at the bright green, right?
Requesting that her daughter-in-law Camilla be known as Queen Consort, using her Platinum Jubilee message to renew her pledge from 1947.
So there you go, man. So plenty of live stuff pouring out of England right now. There's the King. I don't know if this is new or old. It's live. Yeah. Oh, God save the King. Long live the King. This is King Charles. Right? Not very popular amongst the people, but now he's the king.
Enjoy the moment.
There they are, the British. The British are coming. The British are coming. Let's look at the markets. Ding, ding. The market is open right now. And then we'll flash, and I'll shut up for a while. So what do we got here? The markets are open right now on a Thursday. Jerome Powell is set to speak very soon. And it does look like we're going up right now. Looks like we're going up. The market is going up. What do we got? Give it to me. Give it to me. The market is going up. Dow right now is up 176. NASDAQ up 129. S&P 500 up 0.75. What's driving it? Apple up 74 cents. Amazon up $2. Google and Google parent company GOOGL, the heirs of YouTube, both up $1.30. Microsoft up $3. Facebook up $3. Tesla up $4.50. So it looks like we're going up today. A little green, a little bounce off the bottom, for Christ's sake, right? Everything was down. Everything's been down, right? So NASDAQ looks like it wants to do a little rally, wants to do a little step off the bottom there. Let's have a look at the NASDAQ. Yeah, so you see where we're going right now. We've been coming down over the last few days. This is the daily. This is a 4-hour, right? So that was our top, right? I thought it was going to keep going, and it retracted. We came down. We gave back some of that profit, and now it looks like we're heading back up. I wanted to point this out, and then I'll open up the live chat. Fed Powell, hopefully inflation can be tamed without pain. Right? I just want people to know that right now, the Federal Reserve under Jerome Powell, they want to see corporations cut employees. They don't necessarily want to see more people unemployed, inflation. And don't worry if it doesn't make sense, because it doesn't make sense. That's the point. What will happen is, as they're trying to rein in inflation, they cause unemployment. Why? Because they want corporations to cut people off the payroll so that there's more money in the corporate pockets. Now, do people realize that the Federal Reserve, Jerome Powell, is trying to induce unemployment because that is said to have an effect on bringing inflation down? Right? That's what they're doing. Why not stop this nonsense about inflation? Inflation is fiction, right? Things cost more because everything goes up in value over time. That's just a fact, right? You're complaining that tomatoes are $1 extra, per pound, right? But you're not complaining that your house just went up fucking in $8,000 in value. See how everything is proportional? The problem was, and I think Bernie Sanders pointed it out and others, that wages never went up, but wages are now going up, whether you like it or not. Right? So I would say to the Fed chair, Jerome Powell, stop worrying about inflation. Right? Let the markets give them what they need. If you're going to get a sell-off, if what you're doing keeps causing the markets to sell off and go down, that's not good for anybody. You want markets going up. People's IRAs are connected to that. People's incomes are, corporations need to take money from the markets. Don't kill the market with some fictional theory that inflation will go down by jacking up the interest rate. It doesn't work, right? Volcker, they talk about this guy, Paul Volcker, who tried that, and he got, by the time he was done, unemployment was like 10%. So if unemployment starts to go up and companies start firing people, this is where you look. This is the reason why they're doing it, because they're getting squeezed. So anyway, Mark's kind of reporting on all that stuff. And so long live the king, man. Let's go. Let's head. I'm ready to join, man. If anybody wants to join us in the live chat, I'll drop the link in there. All you got to do is hit on it, and there I am. I'm in the chat. I'm in the spacecraft. Am I? I want to move over a little bit. I love this. I'm right in the spacecraft. I'm in the craft right now, all by myself. I'm so alone. I'm so scared here in the spacecraft. If you guys want to join me, come on down and have a talk. Weevil Girl will probably come aboard at some point and offer us some meditation that we desperately need. At least I do. And Vinny DiMartini, motherfucker. Come on down, man. Anybody is welcome. I just ask, don't be a dick when you get here, and we could not worry about the dickery anymore. So I'm gonna shut all this shit off, man. Someone's here. Vinny, motherfucker. What's up, Vinny DiMartini? Vinny. Hold on a second, Vinny. And Vinny is here. Good morning, Vinny. Vinny DiMartini, motherfucker.
What's going on, man?
What's up, man? What's up, Vinny? Good to see you, man. Happy Friday to you, man.
Yes, thought I'd jump on for a minute.
Yeah, man. So what's going on?
Wow, I see my camera. Oh, there it is. Much. Just trying to take care of myself, get things done around the house.
Cool.
It's kind of a short week for news when they come into a holiday like that. It just sort of morphed by, huh?
Yeah. The holiday weekend, right? It was Labor Day. I noticed.
Labor Day.
The only way I notice it. Hold on a second, Weevil Girl. I'm just letting people in as they come in here. How you doing, Weevil Girl? Weevil Girl's here. Good morning. Are you here? Are you with us, Weevil Girl?
Hello, I'm here.
Cool. I just want to know that you're there. We also have Wake Now. Wake Now, are you there? Speak, my brother.
I am here. I'm going to use my avatar to save people the agony of having to look at my face. But yeah, I'm here.
All right, cool, man. Nice to meet you for the first time.
Some people that come on.
Yeah, man.
Say, hey, what's up?
Yeah. So let's start with Weevil Girl. Weevil Girl, give us a meditation while I smoke my hookah pipe. This is my Missouri Merchant pipe that I'm smoking here in the. I'll put it over here so you guys could see it. And I got my homegrown tobacco in there from my yard. That is, and I don't smoke, and I'm a little dizzy right now, so bear with me. So Weevil Girl, give it to us, man. Give it to us.
Okay, guys, everybody focus on your breathing. I'm going to play some sound healing bowl for you and just go into the void with your thoughts. Check in with your own thoughts instead of the radio and the TV and YouTube and every other noise coming at us. So just deep breathing.
I wonder what you were thinking about when we were doing that. Right?
Me?
No, anybody. I mean, that's right. That's the. Thank you, Weevil Girl. It was wonderful. Yeah.
Oh yeah, thanks.
I mean, that's
hopefully.
That's the point of all that, right? The point is you're stopping for 1 second. You stop the thought flow, right? Where's the thoughts? Where are they coming from? It's fear. That's what it is. It stems out of 100 versions of fear, self-delusion, who I think I am, who are my enemies, who are my friends, right? This constant dialogue comes from. Let me admit, it comes from. That's where it comes from. It comes from the depth, the depths of our consciousness. Without it, without fear, then where are you? You're. I guess you're free. You're free. You're in the moment, right?
If I can say, I've heard there's only two emotions, fear and love.
Yeah.
So every other emotion is a byproduct of one of those. So then you can ask yourself this weekend, when you're interacting with others, when you're maybe even in your self-talk with yourself, am I coming from a place of fear or love?
Yeah.
What am I bringing?
I think I agree with that. I agree that even the great masters will tell you that Thich Nhat Hanh, he laughs when people ask him, is fear, a mental formation or an emotion? He says they're all the same. They're all it's you define it for yourself when you go deeper. When you go inside, you see it. You feel what fear feels like, right? You think it's something else. You think it has to do with the story. And you think that I feel fear because this asshole just stepped on my feet. But really, it's your own fear. Once you overcome your own fear, then you're sympathetic to the guy who just stepped on your feet because he's experiencing the same thing. Is it fear? Is it? It's anger. It's these are toxic human elements. They cause. I was sick for like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. I didn't know what it was, and now I do. I sat and I came to a certain clarity that I was scared of two things. I'm not going to get into the details of what it was because it doesn't matter. But I was scared, and I kept thinking about these same two things, the tragic possibilities of these two things, and it was making me physically sick. And once I stopped, not dealing with the story, but dealing with how I felt, it lifted, and I feel better, But it's a daily reprieve. I think I'm talking when you talk about meditation, I can't shut up about it. But anyway, we will go. Thank you all for being here. You guys talk for a while. I'm just going to listen.
Yeah, I
Hi,
see
Nathan.
Nathan. We have a Nathan here.
What's up, everybody?
Doing,
Good. Just got off work, so.
You look like you're in a plane. You look like you're flying over us.
I'm in my truck. I'm driving, so.
Oh, cool.
I never get to catch your. I live in the Central Time Zone, so I'm always catching the end of your show.
Yeah.
But I hadn't seen you on YouTube in a while, man, and then I saw your show and I was like, oh shit. So.
Yeah, we had some problems with YouTube. They don't, they're trying to figure out what people can say and what they can't say, so that everybody stays safe. So while that's happening, we were somewhere else, and we'll be somewhere else. So no hard feelings.
Yeah.
No hard feelings. YouTube's got to do what they got to do, and that's it. You know what I mean?
Is there a particular reason for your exodus from the other platforms and coming back to YouTube?
Is there other than being censored? I never left. I was kicked off.
Oh,
so
okay.
That wasn't any decision I made. That was a decision made by YouTube to kick me off for misinformation, medical misinformation, and such. And so for like a year and a half, I thought the site was gone. All the videos that they delete. They told me that it was permanently removed, and it turns out it wasn't. So I'm grateful that the videos are still there that people can see. I mean, I have copies of videos, but who wants to sit around and post, fucking 2,000 videos of the past?
Well, I'm glad you're back, man. YouTube before real people commenting.
Yeah. It's tricky. I mean, the comments are tricky. Vinny will tell you that. You sometimes sometimes a lot of the trolls are here. Those are, I guess independent people trying to make a name for themselves by insulting everybody in the chat and fighting and trying to bring attention to what they're doing. But I think that's normal, and I think that's like until it gets like, really dark. Right, Vinny? That shit could get dark. Some people can
Oh
get...
man, yes.
There's people out there that will spend 24 hours, 7 days a week to get your attention because they think you're somebody that's worthy of that sort of attention. Right?
They're going crazy.
Without naming names, there's a lot of them. There's quite a number of them. And as you get momentum on YouTube, they find you, scarily.
Yeah.
What else?
Crazy that so many people are. It's crazy that so many people will post so much dark shit like that, and then you have possibly all these bots or whatever. It's like how do you know what's what? How do you know if it's like a bot or if it's? I mean, there's creepy shit on my kids like Roblox and stuff. Like they play on there, and there's like weird stuff on that, and that stuff doesn't get, censored or whatever. I mean, they talked about it on ABC the other night, but it's just crazy, man. Like, God forbid you have an opinion about a medical procedure like getting a needle jabbed in your arm. You know what I mean?
Right.
Last time I checked, giving medical information over the phone or internet was illegal, but now you have all these people and doctors trying to give you medical information over the internet. What happened?
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah.
Exactly.
I don't know. What's the moral of the story is take care of yourself, right?
Yeah.
You take care of yourself.
Yeah, there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people out there, man, that are like, I don't know. I see it in my job. Like, I'm a fireman, so I like go on a lot of calls with people, and mental health is a very, very serious problem, like big time. And a lot of people who live on the streets, believe it or not, have phones. And they, like here where I live, a lot of times they're subsidized, so people come here because of a lot of the benefits that we have, and people have taken advantage of it. And you just see like mental health, and if those people are allowed, and drugs are, I don't think the average American knows how serious of a problem it is. Like it is a very, very, very serious problem.
Well, Marcus used to live in New York City. He knows about that. The mental health problem in New York is rampant. It's absolutely insane out there.
Yeah, but that's why I like to talk to people like Weevil Girl who are. What is the solution to mental health? What is the problem? The problem is, it's not society. It's not skin color. It's none of those things. It's people's inability to deal with their own emotion, their own feeling, their own sense of joy and lack thereof. Right? Poor training.
But don't you feel like we also have a culture that tells us the solution when you're feeling empty, lonely, is to buy something, right, or to follow someone else? If you're fearful, follow this other person. When the real solution is to go inward, a much slower job of going inside yourself, figuring out what the real problem is and trying to heal it. And hurt people, so.
People call that weakness, Weevil Girl. People say the path of spirituality, the path of going in and turning it over to this universal stream that you see when you're there, when you quiet down. That's the people will call that the direction of weakness. When it's actually the natural order of things, that's the direction of strength. Anyway.
It doesn't serve, capitalism. Capitalism wants you to think the solution to everything is just to buy something. There's something they have for sale. So.
Yeah, consumerism, and not only that, pharmaceuticals. It's just a temporary Band-Aid for your problems instead of getting to the root of the problem and solving it like that. And people are too worried about everything going on and everything and everybody around them, and nobody's focusing their energy on them, working on themselves first. You can't help other people until you help yourself first, and that's a problem too. People expending energy that they don't have on crap that isn't relevant.
Yeah. Yep. learn healthy boundaries, learn how to say no.
Absolutely.
Sometimes the answer is no. So.
Love, man, it really is. I think it comes down to love because it's love for yourself, and then you gotta have love for your neighbor. It's how you
Well, that's
treat.
the problem too. We have a whole epidemic of narcissistic and self-indulgent behavior right now, and the internet has part to do with that.
Yeah. I think the pandemic made it even worse. People are separated. I think what happens is when you stay in your own head too long, if you're home and you stay in your own head, you start to have your own, you build your own world, your own reality. And then you go out and mingle with other people, and you realize how different your opinions are, and that's when people fight and argue.
It's almost like placing yourself in your own induced psychosis to an extent.
Right. But you know what? I would say that although it seems like a bad thing, a disadvantage, if people knew what to do with that time while they were sitting home, if they knew the things that we're talking about, this simple idea of meditation, they could benefit. Right? They benefit from that isolation. Rather than feeling lonely, they would feel very connected to something, but they're still alone. There's nobody around. You don't need people to feel that, right?
Right.
Anyway.
And instead of being alone and getting wrapped up in your own thoughts, be alone and let go of your further anxiety. I know so many people.
What is anxiety, right? To try to define that one, right? Because look, if we say that the only emotions are, you said, fear and love, right? What's anxiety? What is anger?
Anxiety is a different story. I feel like depression is stuff that you're worried about that already happened. Anxiety is the fear of things to come.
Okay. So it's fear.
To an extent, yeah.
Fear comes first. I'm afraid of the situation.
So I guess it is an offset of fear, like she said. I guess technically she wasn't wrong. That is an offset, or like a spoke of the wheel of emotions would be part of fear. Here's an anxiety one.
Wake now. Check this out. Right, you run into somebody, and you're having a gentle conversation about, I don't know, Hillary Clinton, and then the fireworks go off, right? And the person you're communicating with gets very angry, right? They're angry because they're fearful that they're not going to be right. Right? I'm not going to be right about this, so I'm fucking angry. Right? It ultimately is fear.
Yeah, it is. Anger is rooted in fear.
It stems from an inherent feeling of, and only you can define it, right? It's not that it's. I think it's always there, and I think it's an energy that is. In absence of it, there's happiness and joy. Right? You deal with the suffering. That's what the Buddhists tell us. Look at the suffering. There's the right, and in that you discover how you got there, right? And then you realize there's a way out of it by meditating. I'm fascinated by this stuff.
Yeah, fear is a powerful emotion, man. Real powerful. And if you don't get control of it, it can ruin life. But I firmly agree.
And you're a guy who run into burning buildings, right, Nathan? How many?
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna say. Says the guy who runs into friggin' burning infernos.
Yeah, fear. You have to kind of control it. I mean, it's not to say you're not fearful of stuff like that. You get in dangerous situations, or it's not like you don't think like, oh man, this is bad. Here's my question, like, okay, so the way, like, I don't know if I think too deep about it, but what's fearful to me is like, okay, yeah, potentially you could die in a situation like that, or you could die doing a really noble act trying to save somebody else, but is that truly selfless, or is it actually, because if I leave my kids without a father, you know what I'm saying? Like, I struggle with that, and I'm like, that's one problem that I have, where it is a selfless act to lay down your life for someone else, right? But at the same time, I'm leaving my kids without a dad.
Well, it's a double-edged sword because you could accidentally leave somebody else's family without a dad or your family without a dad. So it's like you kind of got to choose which one's it going to be if it's a dire situation.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
They say that selfish. You talk about selflessness. Selfishness, right, is really it's it's generated by fear, but it's also self delusion, self pity. What will you kind of touched on it? What will happen to my children is a form of self pity. It comes out of fear. Right? It's connecting our actions to the story, right? To some degree, right? And that's how we're not. The cat has entered the picture. The cat. It's all good, man. It's all good. People, I've been around people that meditate all the time, and it's interesting. There's like a kind of a pause. You know, they're not really responding in the way that fearful people respond, and you're like, and it makes you wonder, what the fuck is this guy thinking? How does he not? He doesn't seem to be blown away by anything that's happening or whatever, what anybody says. He's engaging things as they arise, you know, rather than trying to plan it out, trying to figure it out, you know. Anyway, gotta look at the stock market. All right, we're going way up. Markets are going up, by the way, guys. That was one of the things I was fearful of. I don't like to lose money. It sucks. It sucks when you want to go when you say up and everything goes down. You know? Hey, wake now. What do you have? Like, are you like a YouTube guy? You look like you have a logo, and do you have a channel that you want to plug? Wake now.
No, I don't really want to plug anything. I used to do some good research, and I had a few good channels with a few thousand subscribers back in the day, and then I got axed, and I'm just sick of battling with YouTube's terms and policies and guidelines, so I just gave up. And plus, all the harassment, doxing, death threats, I'm over it. I got a family now, too. It's just like, what? I'll pass the torch on to whoever wants to do the open source intelligence research for me, because I'm done with this crap.
Yeah, I hear where you're coming from. I totally hear that.
When they started coming after my family, it was game over. I was like, I'm not playing this game anymore.
I've had people knock on my door. It's all, you know, right? And then I reach up and the sword comes down. So I don't care. I remember
YouTube is, so.
I remember some jackoff. He was and he's a very popular, you know, YouTube guy. He's driving over the Verrazano Bridge saying he's coming to my house. I was like, oh, really? And I take the Louisville Slugger out of the closet. Guy's coming to my house for some YouTube crazy. But
you want to know what's funny, though? I kind of exposed some people in the Pizzagate community, and these people who are supposedly child advocates were attacking me and, like, threatening my kids. I was like, okay, these people can't be further from they're so fake. If they're child advocates, they wouldn't be threatening and harassing children. They're so fake, man.
Yeah, it's a culture that definitely kicked up on YouTube. But we're gonna be, you know, we don't look. It was a 2 years ago, like an ugly web of, you know, this kind of conspiracy theory theorists, people wanting to expose all of the bad in the world. They're noble acts, but then they start to eat each other, right? They start to, like, you're the fucking problem, and then they're all interfighting amongst each other. Nothing good comes out of it, you know. And that seems to have
still going on now. Still going on now. Stalking, harassment, all there's threats. Oh, man.
You know what, Vinny? I don't pay attention to it, and for me, it doesn't exist. It's not there. I don't see it.
Right.
Right.
It's also detrimental to your mental health, staring at this, like, pedo this and that and all this other crap. Staring at that for hours and hours on end every day is not good for your mindset either. So you got to take a break from that stuff.
Right. Yeah.
Right. Trying so hard to prove a theory, I think, is what happened. Go ahead, Nathan. I'm sorry.
Dude, I live in, you know where Omaha, Nebraska is? Crazy. Right. Oh, what the hell?
Breaking up, Nathan.
Boys Town. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Yeah, we can
Nathan.
hear you.
You don't see. We
Okay,
don't
cool.
see you anymore.
Yeah.
Don't
Sorry,
crash.
I'm carrying all my shit in from work. No, Boys Town is over here, where the buddy worked there recently, like within the last 10 years or so, and they,
Oh, you're cutting out a little bit, bud.
his job. Yeah, I don't have very good reception. That's why I turned my thing off.
You're on the phone.
His job was basically to like just do odd jobs or whatever around the grounds of the facility, and he saw a building there on the grounds, and it was like a small type shed, and on one side of it, when he went in there, because they were getting ready to tear it down, it was like a school with like 6 or 8 desks, and they had all these like 70s posters on the wall. Like, he's like, it was really bizarre, like weird motivational posters or whatever. And then on the other side, it was partitioned and it was divided in half. On the other side of this room, he said it was about the size of a single car garage, this shed, were leather shackles and shit chained to the wall. I kid you not. This is at Boys Town. This was in 2007. And they tore that building down. I live in that city. So it's crazy, man. That shit is 100% legit. Like, and kid you not, everybody around here knows about it, and
Some people
I don't
are not.
know what it is. People in power and that shit.
Some
but
people
it's
are
weird.
not who they say they are, right?
Yeah.
How many?
That is extremely bizarre, but people also, especially kids growing up nowadays, don't realize that back in the day, teachers could spank you and swat your hands and make you sit in the corner and publicly shame you and stuff. So it's not really anything too crazy, but if they're torturing kids, that is crazy.
Yeah, just given the fact that it's at Boys Town, that shit definitely went on. That whole Franklin scandal shit, it was weird. I had no clue about it up until like 5 or 6 years ago.
Yeah. A lot of that Pizzagate stuff got censored out. I mean, that one was. I didn't really follow that story. I thought it was kind of ridiculous.
It seemed like a big political ruse,
Yeah.
man. It was just a political psychological operation to an extent.
Right. I like the curiosity for me right now is the flat Earth guys. Right? Why is it? What is scary about hypothesizing that the Earth is flat? Why did that get?
I don't really
censored?
care what shape the Earth is. It doesn't change my cup of coffee in the morning. It doesn't change the fact that I got to sit in the commute to get to work. It doesn't change the fact that the sun goes somewhere and gets dark. It doesn't change the fact that it's light half the day. What does it actually change in your everyday life knowing what the shape of the Earth is? Anything? Can anybody name anything?
Nothing more than
Yeah, no.
I'm right and you're wrong. That's all.
Yeah,
that's all
pretty
it is.
much.
I'm right. It's fucking round. All right.
Exactly.
Great. Congratulations. You win. Now
Yep.
you could you and you're a nervous wreck over trying to prove it. Or
Sad.
I like the theory about the moon the best is that when we get there the Chinese and the Russians are already gonna be there on the dark side. Wouldn't that be a kick? Right? They swing around, they get that aerial shot, and there's a fucking a Chinese fucking temple and a Russian temple already there. Anyway. Let's thank you all for joining me. We're going on and on, man. Anybody else? What else we got? Thank you, Nathan Greer, for joining us. Thank you, Wake Now. Come on anytime, man. Vinny DiMartini, Weevil Girl, and anybody else out there. You know, it's a free flowing. I mean, we're done now, but next Friday.
Hey, Marcus, I just wanted to thank you for having me on, and Vinny, it was good talking to you for the first time. Weevil Girl, Nathan, y'all have a good one.
Thanks, you too. Thanks
you
for
right
having
now.
me, Marcus.
All right, man.
Bye, Wade.
Yeah.
All right,
Bye,
man.
Nathan.
I'm gonna kill it right here. Thank you, everybody, for joining me. Peace out,
Bye,
man.
guys.
Bye bye.
It was fun.
See ya.
Yeah, man. So how you doing, man? So wow. Well, we have great guests, man. Great guests on our program. All right, and thank you all for joining me. My name is Marcus Conti, and I am over and out. You guys have a great weekend. September 11 is on Sunday. Stop, say a prayer, all right? Or whatever you do, meditate on it, and peace out.